Hey there, TRASTRA fans. Another week in the Cryptoverse passed, and there were plenty of holy shit moments there. Let's just recap. Coinbase has formed a political action committee to bolster candidates favorable to cryptocurrency in the upcoming U.S. elections. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson publicly denounced President Biden's approach to the cryptocurrency industry. As if to counter Hoskinson's insinuations, CFTC chair Rustin Banham alerted investors to potential crypto-related scams and highlighted a forecast of stringent enforcement actions to come. Robinhood Markets is under scrutiny as it received a Wells notice from the SEC, and Cathie Wood's ARK Invest lost a shit ton of money for investors. The trial of Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsev concludes, and nothing pretty there, as you can probably imagine. And Binance is hit again, this time from Canada's FINTRAC. It's an Canadian equivalent of FinCEN, for non-compliance with anti-money laundering regulations. Also, the Wall Street Journal alleges Binance fired investigators who unearthed potential market manipulation by one of Binance's VIP clients. It's a fascinating story. And how can I not say at least a few words, even though I'm not much into DeFi, but I have to say something about the latest Ponzi scheme, Ethena. So I will say a few words on that, so you can be sure of that. Stick around. The advocacy group Stand With Crypto, initiated by Coinbase, has established a new political action committee to support crypto-friendly candidates in the upcoming U.S. elections. This PAC, they call it PAC in the States, so it aims to utilize funds raised from its 440,000 supposed members to back bipartisan politicians seeking elections to the House of Representatives and the Senate. Stand With Crypto is a non-profit organization focused on promoting sensible cryptocurrency regulations through public engagement and education. Given that over 20% of swing state voters consider cryptocurrency a significant issue in the election, this could actually move the needle in the desired direction for crypto. So let's just, I don't know if he's a contributor to this PAC, but Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, went on a 14-minute long rant criticizing President Joe Biden's administration for negatively impacting the U.S. cryptocurrency industry and modestly promoting RFK's candidacy. Hoskinson claimed that Biden's policies could destroy the industry and weaken the United States' standing in the global crypto market. This comes after Biden vowed to veto a U.S. House of Representatives resolution allowing banks to serve crypto customers, overriding SEC restrictions. Hoskinson's trademark colorful metaphors and similes highlighted the ongoing battle between the crypto industry and the Biden administration, characterized by a lack of clarity in regulations and restrictive enforcement actions. He warned that Biden's anti-crypto stance might push the crypto industry out of the US, leading to a potential brain drain and giving China, a competitive edge. During the 27th annual Milken Institute Global Conference on May 6th, CFTC chair Rustin Banham warned of potential upcoming crypto scams and frauds, especially as cryptocurrency prices rise and attract inexperienced retail investors. He predicted a new wave of enforcement actions within the next 6 to 24 months, due to the increased involvement of retail investors and the current lack of regulatory framework for crypto service providers. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and the CFTC have intensified their crackdowns on crypto firms since 2023, with enforcement actions reaching a 10-year high last year. The SEC in particular has been focusing on firms that engage in broker-dealer activities and compete with traditional financial services. This has included actions against major platforms like Kraken, Binance, and Coinbase, and even privacy-focused tools like Samurai Wallet, but that's a completely different story. On May 4th, Robinhood Markets, a retail trading platform, received a Wells notice from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, a procedural step signaling potential enforcement action related to the crypto tokens traded on its platform. This notice, while not implying any wrongdoing by Robinhood, is a crucial development that could shape the future of crypto trading. The company, through its chief legal officer, Dan Gallagher, expressed confidence that the crypto assets listed are not securities, and it prepared to defend its stance vigorously, demonstrating its unwavering commitment to its business model. In its bid to comply with the SEC regulations, Robinhood has been trying to register with the commission for nearly 2 years. As part of the process, the company has recently removed Solana, Cardano, and Polygon from its platform. Despite these challenges, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev has clarified that the company is prepared to contest the SEC's actions in court if necessary. Here's a funny one. Over the past decade, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest has been identified by Morningstar as a top wealth destroyer in the investment sector, reportedly erasing about $14.3 billion in value. This loss occurred despite a generally bullish market. ARK Invest gained significant attention in 2020 and 2021 when it saw dramatic gains from high-risk tech investments, including some cryptocurrency stuff, leading to substantial inflows of nearly $30 billion. However, these gains were largely reversed in the 2022 bear market, with the ARK ETF and ARK Genomic ETF losing $7.1 billion and $4.2 billion in wealth, respectively. Despite these setbacks, ARK Invest still manages over $13 billion in assets, suggesting some investors remain committed to Wood's strategies. The trial of Alexei Pertsev, the developer behind the crypto mixer Tornado Cash, is about to come to an end. Pertsev is accused of laundering $1.2 billion, including funds for North Korea's hacker group, the Lazarus Group. He defended himself by claiming the autonomous nature of the smart contracts used in Tornado Cash made it impossible for him to know the actual intentions or activities of its users, asserting that punishing him would be a miscarriage of justice. The Dutch public prosecutor, however, argued that Tornado Cash, like any company, cannot evade legal responsibility under the guise of cryptocurrency operations. The verdict, which the Dutch three-judge, like a Stalinist troika, three-judge panel will pass today, May 14th, could set a significant legal precedent for the crypto industry, particularly concerning the applicability of international anti-money laundering laws to decentralized finance platforms. Yeah. The hits on Binance just keep on coming. This time, Binance Holdings Limited was fined $4.4 million by Canada's FinTrac agency for failing to comply with money laundering regulations. The violations include not registering as a foreign money service business and not reporting transactions exceeding $10,000 Canadian, though Canadian still, 10,000 is 10,000. This fine follows a legal issue faced by Binance's founder, Changpeng Zhao, who was sentenced to 4 months in prison for allowing cyber criminals and terrorist groups to use the platform. Additionally, Binance had reportedly agreed to a $4.3 billion plea deal in the US last November. You know all that. The exchange has ceased operations in Canada due to regulatory challenges, including issues related to stablecoins and investor limits. And a 1-2 punch from another angle. Binance is facing allegations of firing investigators who discovered its own investigative team, who discovered potential market manipulation activities by its VIP client, the VIP client DWF Labs. That's the name of the firm, the VIP client, DWF Labs. According to a Wall Street Journal report on May 9th, DWF Labs was accused of engaging in market manipulation, which washed trading and inflating trading volumes up to $300 million. After Binance's surveillance team recommended dismissing the client, the exchange reportedly fired the investigator, citing insufficient evidence. Oh, okay, so he presented the evidence. It's like, hey, let's get rid of those guys, and he got fired. Wow. So if you don't know who Mark Fagan is, you can skip over this news, but to me it's fascinating because I know this guy. I followed him for a while, but he's kind of a large type asshole, but it's a different story this time. He's a former Russian lawyer. You may or may not know him from the Pussy Riot trial. So his license to practice law was revoked by the Moscow bar in 2018. He then left Russia. There's a warrant out for his arrest there, and now he dubs himself a bit of a, after Navalny's death, leader of Russian opposition in exile. So that's Mark Fagan. That's what he thinks of himself. But he has initiated a blockchain-powered referendum to challenge Vladimir Putin's recent inauguration as president of Russia. The referendum is hosted on the Russia 2024 app, which employs the Freedom Tool developed by Rary Labs, a voting solution that utilizes blockchain technology and zero-knowledge cryptography to ensure voter anonymity and prevent surveillance. I couldn't find this tool online, only mentions of it. So if you come across it, drop me a link in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, it's kind of a BS effort for several reasons. For starters, voters would have to get verified by presenting their Russian passport for traveling abroad, and only slightly over a quarter of Russians hold such a document. So only a quarter of the population will be able to participate in this referendum. Besides, obviously, this referendum, or whatever you want to call this, it has no legal heft whatsoever, and chances are will probably go completely unnoticed in Russia or the world. Still, a commendable effort to flesh out Putin and his sham elections. So good for you, Fagan. And finally, Ethena Ponzi scheme is in full swing. Its governance token, ENA, grew by another 8% after the cryptocurrency exchange Bybit announced it would accept Ethena's synthetic dollar token, USDE, as collateral for derivatives trading. Jesus. Bybit's integration includes listing USDE for perpetual futures trading with leverage and spot trading against Bitcoin and ETH. It's like a freaking deja vu back to 2020. The message here is clear. Buyer beware. Back in the day, Terra Luna was also described as a synthetic dollar rather than a traditional stablecoin. And the way Ethena works is pretty much the same as Terra. It pairs ETH liquid staking derivatives like Lido Saint ETH, ST ETH, what I call it Saint ETH, I don't know, with an equal value of short ETH perpetual futures to maintain a stable $1 price, generating yield from derivatives funding rates. Recently, Ethena has expanded its strategy to include Bitcoin among its backing assets and launched the ENA token. By now, Ethena attracted over $2 billion in deposits, making it the fastest growing stablecoin in history. So no lack of players there. Just remember that it's a Ponzi scheme, like a purest in its most classic definition. So if you want to get in, know when to get out. That's how you play the Ponzi game. It's actually fun to muse on these things, especially given that nearly 90% of all stablecoin transactions are automated, carried out by bots rather than humans, according to a recent report from Visa and blockchain data provider Allium. In other words, only about $149 billion of the total $2.2 trillion in stablecoin transactions last month were genuinely transacted by humans. For example, on May 5th, although $51.6 billion in stablecoin transactions were processed, only $4.6 billion represented real user activity. It's funny because stablecoin issuers, namely Tether, Circle, and Dai, they love to brag about their stables suppressing Visa in transaction volume. Well, there you have it. You can easily program bots to pump digital assets through cyberspace and then tell the unsuspecting public those endless universal adoption tales. I'm not going to do that, so buyer beware. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop now. Please subscribe to our social, follow us on our social, subscribe to our YouTube, join our Telegram community if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.